So I heard a few hosts talking about large ES and CL trades taking place before news came out about the war possibly ending. Where can I see information on the trade sizes going through, and is tracking that type of information actionable?
Well, it looks like yesterday there were some trades that occurred like about 15 minutes before the news came out. I mean, if you look at timestamps, if you go to like your charts, you look at, minute by minute, you'll have to back it up, but you could see, and you look at volume, you could see the volume in the oil futures yesterday. Even on a 5-minute chart, you'll see like 3,000 futures traded at 5:50 a.m. Central Time on oil, crude oil. I mean, that's way bigger than any volume that had happened in the previous several hours overnight session. And then ES, same thing happened at 5:50 a.m. Yeah. And again, these were like, it's easy. We talk about options trades all the time. Sometimes it is hard to determine what direction they went in. It takes some digging. It's a lot easier in futures. I mean, you can literally see it was a sell order in futures, and you can literally see it was a buy order in the ES, which amounted to about 1.5 billion in contracts. And then at 6:05 a.m., the news came out. Huge market moved down. Is tracking that information actionable? I mean, no. I mean, you can tell that what they did yesterday, but were you really going to follow on? I guarantee you weren't going to follow on. You could have seen that happen at 5:55 a.m. It happened at 5:50. You could have seen it happen at 5:55. You weren't going to trade along with it. Yeah. You had nobody knew that news was coming out except maybe the person who traded it. I don't know.
I think on the other side of that coin, obviously, if you were nefarious in your actions, you had the whole night to do it at even better prices. So, I mean, like we were basically unchanged at that point in the morning, and overnight you were down 50 or 60 handles on the E-minis. So, like if you could have spread that out throughout the whole night if you had some sort of nefarious.
I think in the old days, yeah. I think in the old days somebody would have just spread it out overnight.
Why? They would be harder to track in the old days. Like now you can see it. So like
they don't care about being tracked.
Maybe that could be true.
I don't know if they're doing anything. I'm not saying they're doing anything nefarious. I think they're just not worried about being tracked.
Yeah. I think the other side of this coin is like you don't know what is this trade is correlated with or where this is coming from. I think that would be a more interesting look. But,
yeah.
But I think just if you knew that Trump was going to have this tweet, you would spread out and hide your contracts. Like dumping them all at one time, I kind of lean towards this is not anything to think about. But
I mean, that's sizable volume.
It's sizable volume, but
it's sizable volume compared to any other time throughout the night. I agree with what you're saying. Like typically that's what people have done if they're doing that type of thing. They spread it out, less easy to track. I'm arguing that I don't think they care about being tracked. That's my point. I don't think they care about being tracked. If they, you just don't.
Next one here, please. So I'm a new trader, and sometimes it feels like I'm drinking through a fire hose trying to learn everything. If you were new and trying to build market awareness, what things would you consider crucial to understanding?
I think for me, it would be kind of what I still do now. And this is, I think, why I do it, looking at relationships. So something we're going to touch on later, a relationship with the dollar, which, again, is not something I looked at when I was learning, but group relationships, something we just did when we're looking at consumer discretionary, consumer staples, what's in those groups and like how do they move and what's moving them right now, or why is something moving with regard to oil and or gold or bonds. Like I think when you understand those relationships, those help a lot.
I think adding to that, just building a watch list and putting the futures on there, I think is like the first step, because that'll allow you to kind of watch the market all day and all night pretty much. So give you an idea of just how the market's going to react when it does open when you're looking at your individual stocks. After that, it's putting, the stuff that you're interested in trading, putting that on a watch list and just watching it move day to day. I think it's just a huge and important step to building some sort of market awareness. Like you're not going to have a market awareness of anything if you don't have, the Mag 7, if you're not like watching the Mag 7, like that's going to help you kind of build overall market awareness. Oil futures, gold, silver, like all those things are gonna kind of help you build that market awareness. So I think it's important to just build a watch list and watch it. Like that is, it seems very
true.
simple, but everybody wants like this like easy thing where, I just look at this and it'll tell me whether we're going up or down. It's not like that. You have to kind of watch all of it.
I agree. I mean, that's the number one thing I think we live by every single day. I mean, I look at my list right here. You're right. Futures are at the top. I got the volatility futures next. Then I got bonds, and then I got gold and silver and oil, like commodities. Then I got like, all these currencies. So yeah, I mean, that's it.
If I tell you E-minis are down 33 and you got long Delta and Apple and Amazon, it's going to be not a great day.
Yeah.
Like that's how you can digest the markets.